Hello everyone, I hope everyone's going well as we settle in for what appears to be a long period of working around the COVID virus and many of us working in unusual situations. It's actually been a month since my last video and I was just reflecting back on some of the changes, and for instance a month ago we were still grappling with the dirty water events in Orbost, and even the Mitchell River was causing us a bit of grief. And it was only after that we actually fully recovered in Orbost. And yet a month ago there were already 2.7 million people in the world who'd been affected by the coronavirus. And today, a month later, it's double that. It's 5.5 million people in the world. So we're actually dealing with two extreme events. In our case, the worst bushfires on record, and what appears to be a once-in-a-100-year pandemic, and I hope we see neither of those again for another 100 years. But certainly a difficult situation. You will all be receiving over this week a polo shirt and a jacket, and that was an initiative we made a few weeks ago to sort of, as a memento of the great effort of dealing with the bushfires, which was fantastic. And not only were we through that, but now we're into the virus. So I think we'll be able to use these and wear these in the future and look back and say we not only survived but hopefully thrived during what was the worst bushfire event in history, and also once in a lifetime pandemic. So well done everybody. There's been a big effort getting these out. I'd like to thank Dallas Golby, who's done a lot of the work in terms of procuring them and distributing, and you'll all have yours soon. I know another thing you'll all be interested to understand is what the impact of any of the changes from the federal and state government in terms of opening up the economy. And certainly there's some changes going on with cafes and schools and maybe tourism opening up again. But none of these things actually change the workplace situation where we must provide the social distancing of 1.5 metres and 4 square metres of floor space. So in terms of our own work practices and return to work, it's unlikely there'll be any significant change for some time until there's a vaccine available, and until there is a vaccine, the risk remains. So we'll be taking a conservative approach, and that will involve allowing up to 1/3 of the office staff into the building in a controlled way at any time, and that's so that if we do have a number of people ill, we've got plenty of backup. So that 1/3 of office staff equates to about 20 people. We've been getting about 10 people in on a regular basis anyway. So what we'll do is we'll put some rules around that and some formalities. The priorities will be around people who cannot work from home because it's just inefficient because of the technology, tools of the trade, it's just too many distractions or whatever. The other priority will be to help people who may be being a bit anxious at home and looking for a bit of social contact. That's another valid reason for us to consider how we can help you and get people back into the office, even if it's on a part-time 1-day or 2-day-a-week basis. So the executive managers are working through with their teams about how they might be able to get their 1/3 staff back, and that will be set in place in the next week or two. Outside of the Bairnsdale office, current arrangements will remain the same, and it's great work that the field teams are doing, whether that's at treatment networks or in the outer offices, that they've done good work in terms of having some protocols in place, using PPE and sort of rotating staff around to minimise sort of any chances of infection. I want to finish on more of a positive note, and many of you will be aware that the Essential Service Commission does quarterly customer surveys, and they've been doing this for some time, and the latest survey result which came out actually indicated that once again East Gippsland Water was top in all 4 categories that they do the survey on, and that's to do with value for money, trust, overall customer satisfaction and reputation. And this is a fantastic result. Out of 16 water businesses in Victoria, we came out clearly on top, and that's been a pattern over the last 18 months. So fantastic work, everybody. It's got a lot to do with what you do every day and what people have done in this organisation for probably the last decade to get such great customer results. So well done, keep it up. And we may think sometimes that as we're going about our duties, people don't really notice that the water and sewage is still flowing, but clearly our customers do notice. Well done. The final point I want to make is talking about our budgets for next year, and in fact we have a 5-year program that we've just reviewed, our capital and operational budgets, and it's full steam ahead. Next year we'll be investing $16 million in capital works, which is a bigger program than last year. We'll also be spending additional money on the renewal and replacement of our assets, and particularly desludging some of our wastewater treatment plants. We'll be spending $4 million on the Bairnsdale wastewater plant next year, and then moving on to other plants after that. And this is important because we must maintain a steady investment in our assets to be sustainable, to provide good service to our customers, but also to provide a safe working environment for our staff. So that's something I've been very keen to progress over the last year or so, and it's pleasing to note that we've included in our, over the next 5 years, we will invest $11 million more than we had budgeted last year on the replacement, renewal and maintenance of all of our assets. So that's it for me today. I hope you're all going well. Take care and see you soon.